Good day, sir. My name is Kashina Nair and my registration number is 33DCE20F1026, and my other two team members, Kiteshwar Murali and Maizatul Ashira binti Huza Chung. Today we are going to present about our case study 2, and the topic is fire safety. Let's start with the introduction first. The article has been described as the country's worst fire disaster in 20 years. The news above is a deadly fire broke out at Pusat Tafiz Darul Quran Ittifaqiyah, a religious school in Kampung Dr. Keramat, around 5:15 in the morning on 14 September 2017. The fire is believed to have started in one of the dormitory rooms on the top floor of a 3-story building, and there were a total of 36 students and 6 teachers in the building. The only entrance had trapped the occupants from escaping, and many windows were also fitted with bolted grills that made it difficult for occupants to save themselves. This causes 23 of the madrasa residents, comprising 21 students and 2 teachers, were killed, while 5 others were reported injured. Investigations were then conducted by police and firefighters to find the cause of the fire, and the firefighters thought it may be due to a short circuit.
My name is Maizatul Ashira binti Uchichum and my registration number is 33DCE20F1025. And I will talk about the problem identification for the case study 2 about fire at Pusat Tafiz Darul Ittifaqiyah. Among the possible cases include a short circuit as well as mosquito coils which may have sparked the blast. But what of the survivors? A student had claimed that he smelled a gas like sand just before the fire. The boy had also claimed that the fire spread very quickly. The result of the investigation proved that 2 gas barrels transported from the ground floor to 3rd floor were the cause of the fire. The fire was caused a misunderstanding between 5 Tafiz students and 7 teenagers caused them to take revenge and set fire to the Tafiz center.
My name is Kiteshwaran from DCE 1B. My matrix number is 33 DCE 20F 1024, and this is the risk assessment of our case study. So you guys can see there are 4 hazards. First one is short circuit in electrical appliances. Second hazard is unprotected mosquito coils near fabric areas. Third hazard is about no space for exit. And fourth one is no proper M&E plan approval and inspection by the fire and rescue department. And the risk rating of these hazards are 15, 15, 10 and 5. The formula of risk rating is severity of the hazard multiplied with likelihood of this hazard.
As a fire safety officer, there are 8 steps to organize a fire safety plan. Let's check out the next slide to know what are the steps. So the first step is develop a statement of intent. A statement of intent is a policy written to ensure commitment from the chief executive officer or managing director from the school. And the second step is develop a fire safety task force committee. This task is to create a subcommittee to run the emergency planning strategy. The third step is assess all fire hazards, for example, procedures, building designs, and materials. It is important to conduct an assessment to determine if the fire prevention plan and control procedures are adequate. For example, all electrical equipment including wiring, switches, extension cords, and boiler controls should be assessed. Next, the fourth step is identify and list all major fire hazards and the systems to control the hazards. First, we have to identify the potential ignition source. Then we have to find out the fire class of each hazard and use the correct fire extinguisher. Next, identify the existing and necessary type of fire protection equation or system like detection and alarm to control the identified hazards. Next, the fifth step is develop safety procedures for fire hazard control. All the assessed hazard will need proper procedures to avoid any unsafe act. For example, develop proper control procedures like smoking areas, develop proper handling and storage procedures for flammable or combustible materials. Third is develop and establish housekeeping procedures as part of the fire prevention plan to control accumulation of flammable and combustible waste materials. The sixth step is develop a fire emergency exit and evacuation plan. Every building is compulsory to have a fire emergency exit plan. This plan should be placed at important sections of the buildings. And the seventh step is training or fire drill. It is important to develop and provide training and fire drill in schools. For instance, educating the students and teachers in a school on alarm, communicating system, assembly point if there's any emergency, and also giving a proper instruction or training to use the fire extinguisher. And the last step is evaluation, audit, and report. The effectiveness of a fire safety program should be evaluated at least yearly, with appropriate actions taken to address any deficiency found. Safety officers should make sure the organization develop the necessary form to ensure standard operating compliance. For an example, maintenance form and fire drill report forms.
Fifth is the synthesis and evaluation. The Tafiz Darul Ittifaqiyah Center was found not to be registered with the Ministry of Education. Therefore, the Cabinet should discuss the issues and introduce specific policies to ensure safety in Tafiz schools. If all Tafiz centers are registered with the Ministry of Education, it will make it easier for the government to conduct comprehensive security audits on the Tafiz centers involved. The authorities conducting the audit also need to identify the level of school safety, including fire hazards. If the audit finds that aspects of school safety have been compromised, immediate action can be taken to rectify the situation.
The conclusion of this case study. As a conclusion, we have learned the risk of fire incidents. We must apply the preventive measures in order to avoid fatal injuries. The public must know the hazards and act accordingly to create a safe environment for the future. Engineers must be well planned and approve the plan to reduce the chances of a fire breakout. Effective safety measures can decrease the rate of fire accidents. That's all for our case study. Thank you.